everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Joe White, and we're here today to take you from pillar to post, talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. All things Marvel and all things MCU here. We're going to talk about Captain Marvel. We're going to talk about the controversy surrounding this movie, what tactics Disney and Rotten Tomatoes and the Access Media have done to help this movie get to the status that it is. And then we're going to talk about how the Avengers Infinity War trailer drops a week later. A week later. 1 week. And why that 1 week is a very, very, very telling sign for Disney. First off, let me go to the controversy surrounding this movie. For those of you who don't know, Brie Larson, who was the star of the movie Room, for which I believe she won an Oscar, is playing Carol Danvers, or Vers, as I'm going to call her, because she never, ever, ever realizes, oh, I'm somebody else. Oh, I'm Carol Danvers. Full spoiler warning, by the way, for this movie. Full fucking spoiler warning. Because Disney themselves have said that if you ain't seen it by now, you're not going to see it. And the proof of that is the goddamn Avengers trailer that just got released 2 days ago. Or yesterday, actually. Yesterday. So, spoiler warning ahead. Does she get her memory back? Kind of. But we never get a full sense of who this woman is before the first act of the movie. So the controversy surrounding the movie comes from Brie Larson's comments at some awards show talking about A Wrinkle in Time and talking about how the movie should not, I don't need some white dude criticizing for A Wrinkle in Time or telling me what was wrong with A Wrinkle in Time. It wasn't made for them. And her exact quotes were, "Do I hate white men? No." That's her exact fucking tone of voice and everything. No. Bullshit. You're a racist. You're a sexist bitch. I'm sorry. I'm going to be a racist, sexist bitch towards you. You're a white, wooden piece of shit that can't act for buck. You couldn't even act in a porn movie. Well, I'm fired up on this one. I'm fired the fuck up on this one as I'm rolling through I-64 in West Virginia. I'm fired up. So, the big controversy around the movie is, if you don't like this movie, you're sexist. And the controversy around this movie got so ramped up and so out of hand that now you can't see it, but Rotten Tomatoes used to have this thing where you could go onto their site and vote on whether or not you are going to see the movie on a scale of, I think it was like 1 to 10 or whatever the case may be. I've never used Rotten Tomatoes. I don't go to Rotten Tomatoes, but I know it's there, and I know it is a big, or used to be now, a big telltale sign on how a movie is going to do. So, they have they had this thing where you could go on there and say whether or not you're planning to go see this movie, and then you could leave a comment saying why or why not. Just days before the movie comes out, about a week before the movie come out, Rotten Tomatoes decides to do away with this feature completely across the entire website. Their reasoning, it has come out in certain the past few days, was because trolls and bad actors were going on there and saying horrible stuff about Brie Larson and Captain Marvel that had nothing to do with whether or not they were going to go see the movie. Other media outlets referred to this meter as an actual review score for the movie when it wasn't. It was people telling you whether or not they were going to go see the movie or not, and why. It wasn't a review. It wasn't people leaving reviews. It wasn't people being so fucking harsh. They weren't on there going Brie Larson's a cunt. They weren't doing none of that. Go back and look at other videos like Midnight's Edge and The Quartering and everybody else in, Collider. Everybody, well, maybe not Collider because they're Access Media, but Nerdrotic, Gary from Nerdrotic, Mundane Matt even, over at $3 Theater. So that gets taken down. Then, just days before the movie comes out, YouTube changes its search algorithm so that instead of videos like Midnight's Edge, Gary from Nerdrotic, $3 Theater, people that go at The Quartering, instead of people like me, like I would ever show up in the top searches, but you know what I'm saying, folks. Instead of normal people, they changed their algorithm to where right now, if you do a search for Brie Larson Captain Marvel, you're going to get websites like Vogue, and W Magazine, and Wired, Entertainment Weekly, Entertainment Tonight, Us Weekly, Hollywood Reporter, Variety, Collider, all the Access Media. Why? Because they're not going to bash the movie. Why? Because they don't want to lose their access. There's a website called bleedingcool.com that totally eviscerated one of the MCU movies a while back. And Disney will no longer let them come to press screenings because they bashed a movie of theirs. Hey, I thought this was freedom of the press. Well, Joe, it is freedom of the press, but that doesn't mean Disney has to let you in there. Well, you know what? That to me is bullshit. That to me is bullshit. You should take it on the chin like a man, Disney. Sorry, folks. So the YouTube algorithm changes. The Rotten Tomatoes thing happens. There was something also going, Rotten Tomatoes is owned by Fandango. So, it's a big old batch of fucked up is what it is, folks. So then the movie comes out. I go and watch it opening night. My kid is so hyped up for this movie that he begs me for the Captain Marvel cup, which I decided that I'm going to take on the truck because it's a nice big cup and it fits nicely in the cup holder. And I also got the big old plastic Captain Marvel popcorn bucket, which I'm hoping they do one for Endgame because I will get that one too, for me personally. And I'll throw out this garbage. Give this back to the kid. So I came in, I'm not gonna lie, I came in just based off the trailers, not even factoring in what people like Mecha Random and Tom Connors and Rob Shlomo and Andre, all those people over at Midnight's Edge, not counting what people like Gary from Nerdrotic, The Quartering, $3 Theater, Mundane Matt, all those guys had said. I remember watching the trailers and going, this is going to be Captain Feminist. This is going to be Captain SJW. So I had preconceived notions going into the theater, but I tried to put those aside. The first act of the theater, or the first act of the movie, where she is on Hala, and then they go to do the, she's training with Yon-Rogg, and her and Yon-Rogg are fighting, and you see that she's got an inhibitor chip in her thing, in her ear, behind her ear, which they never really explain that. They never really explain, oh, we got to put this on her to dampen her powers. So, she's training with Yon-Rogg. It's a good scene, good stuff. Hey, the Supreme Intelligence wants to see you. The Supreme Intelligence takes the form of it's an AI basically a goddamn computer that runs the planet, which is true to the comics, and it supposedly takes the form of whatever you are caring for the most, or something that you admire the most, or care for, or love the most. So it takes the form of Annette Bening's character. More on her later, trust me. Annette Bening tells her, hey, you got your first mission, go suit up. You're ready. So she's with the Star Power, the Star Corps, I don't even forget the name, the movie is that fucking forgettable. So she goes with Yon-Rogg and a bunch of other Kree people to this planet that is supposedly run over by the Skrulls. The Skrulls are an alien race who basically the Kree are at war with. Why? We don't know. We really don't know. Oh, they're just bad guys who go around taking over planets. I think that's the explanation given. Why just the Kree? Why ain't you out there fighting 50 other fucking races that are probably doing the same? But that's never explained. We're just supposed to imply. So, basically what happens is she ends up getting into a fight with one of the Skrulls, gets sent to Earth, and crashes through Blockbuster Video, which really wasn't at the height of its popularity until about 1997, 1996, somewhere around there. This movie is supposedly taking place in 1995. She crashes through the Blockbuster. And basically now she's the fish out of water. And this is where the movie really starts to fucking suck. Because from here on out, the action slows down. She becomes the ditzy wooden brat that she is from the fucking trailers. And I hated it. I fucking hated it. The goddamn cat shows up. Once she meets up with Samuel L. Jackson, which, continuity error, number one, right here, he goes, hey, we're agents with S.H.I.E.L.D., which is a continuity error because they didn't start calling themselves S.H.I.E.L.D. until the first Iron Man movie, which took place, I believe, in 2008. Because Coulson, in that movie, goes up to Pepper Potts and goes, hey, we're with the Strategic Homeland, blah, 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 Logistics Division, whatever. And Pepper goes, you might want to work on that name. And he goes, yeah, we're working on it. Coulson does. So they don't really, in the MCU universe, they did not start calling themselves S.H.I.E.L.D. until 2008. But here we are in 95, and they're using it. More on this later. These continuity errors. Oh! So, basically, we find out, there's plot twists, and it's Captain Feminist throughout. We get, we got this in the trailer. Glimpses of people, men. She's racing a go-kart at one point, and she crashes. Oh, you got a pussy, so you're not supposed to go this fast. Oh, you got a pussy, so you're not supposed to be up this high. You got a pussy, so just stay down. Ugh. The movie could have done just as well without this. Why not, hey, let's lead to recovering your past and finding out who you really fucking are and getting some answers. That should be the plot point of the movie. Not all the rest of this bullshit. Stay down. It's so fucking stupid. Sorry guys, going through a toll booth. So they then find out that she has to go see her pilot friend who was in the Air Force with her, because they sneak into a S.H.I.E.L.D. facility and find out that the pilot, that this pilot on Project Pegasus is creating a light speed thing on Earth so that she can save the Skrulls. It comes out she wants to save the Skrulls. Here's where the fucking cat comes into the goddamn movie. When they're roaming through this S.H.I.E.L.D. facility, the cat comes in. This cat, while it is cute, it is not as fucking big and bad and fucking cute as everybody makes it out to be. It's just another boring set piece to cover up the fact that your lead character, your lead actor, can't act worth a tip. So the cat shows up, and the de-aging that they've done on Coulson and Samuel L. Jackson, you can spot it right away. It's horrible. It's horrible. There's so many cracks in the CGI in this movie. It's bad. This is phase 1 level bad. So basically, then they go find the friend in Louisiana. So now we've turned it into Divine Secrets of the Ya-Ya Sisterhood, which is a good movie. I like that movie. Sandra Bullock's my favorite actress. I love that movie. That old James Garner in there, man. Maggie Smith is in there. It's a damn good movie. Ashley Judd. If you've never seen Divine Secrets of the Ya-Ya Sisterhood, go watch it. You'll find out that it's more Oscar worthy than anything Brie Larson has ever done. So then they find the friend, and the friend has all this, your memorabilia. Hey, we didn't change nothing in your room. Pretty much is what this is. Here's your pictures, and then a scroll comes down, disguised as the best friend. You know, we get introduced to the daughter, who's apparently important because in the comics she becomes Photon and even becomes Captain Marvel at one point. So it wouldn't shock me in Captain Marvel 2 if we see her all grown up and the mantle gets passed, because this little girl has more charisma in the 10 minutes she's in the movie than Brie Larson does, let me tell you. So they find the friend, and then the scroll introduces the black box. And then we find out that they've gender swapped Mar-Vell. Mar-Vell is now Annette Bening. Yeah, because we couldn't have a man show up. We couldn't have her following a man's orders in the Air Force. Give me a break. Give me a fucking break. So then we find out that Mar-Vell is building a light speed engine so that she could go save the Skrulls. Because she knows now that the Skrulls are basically refugees. And the lead Skrull, played by Ben Mendelsohn, who does a fantastic fucking job, we find out that he just wants to get back to his family. We also find out that Mar-Vell has a big-ass spaceship that is fucking floating above Earth. That's been floating above Earth for however long Danvers has been gone. They don't really tell you how long she's been gone. So now there's this cloaked spaceship in the atmosphere. Nobody's been able to detect it. Nobody's bumped into it while they're out there. And it's full of 90s nostalgia. Happy Days lunchboxes, which was 70s and 60s, not the 90s. It's got Space Invader stuff that's 80s. And we find out that this ship is like a refugee camp for the Skrulls. Meanwhile, we discovered that the cat is really a fucking Flurkin, which is a tentacle monster that looks just like something off of hentai tentacle porn. And fucking, we find out that the fucking Flurkin, you know, we find out then that the main goddamn thing, the reason why Mar-Vell is dead and that her ship exploded is that she spills the beans to Carol Danvers after her ship explodes. After her big, her test thing explodes. And we find out that the Kree are the bad guys. That Jude Law's character, Jan Rog, is really a bad guy. Well, duh, if you read the fucking comics, you know that. And we find out the whole time that this bitch, this wooden cunt, gets her fucking powers from the Tesseract. That's right. Marvel's biggest MacGuffin is back in this movie. That makes 3 fucking movies. 3 movies where this goddamn thing has been the MacGuffin. It was the MacGuffin in the first Avengers movie. It was the goddamn MacGuffin in Captain America the first Avenger, and now it's a goddamn MacGuffin and Captain Marvel. Can we, and then we find out in a later interview that the directors just threw it in there. They don't know what it is. They don't know what it does. They don't know the rest of the continuity with the MCU. They just say, oh, she finds this thing. It's just a thing. Don't worry about it. It's just a thing. So then she comes up there and gets her memory. She fights off the Supreme Being. She takes the inhibitor chip off, and we find out now she is extreme OP, which means overpowered. She's an overpowered pussy. You down with OPP? Yeah, you know me. So the overpowered pussy fights off the entire fucking Kree force. She fucking, fights off missiles. And she's completely overpowered. Here's another continuity error. If she's all well and powerful, how come Scarlet Witch ain't OP as her? How come Vision is not as OP as she is? Vision is the fucking Soul Stone. Or the Mind Stone, excuse me. Vision is the Mind Stone. Now, I know that in Infinity War, they said, hey, if we take it away, some parts of Vision are still left. But essentially, Vision's power comes from the Mind Stone. Without that Mind Stone, he's powerless. Without that Mind Stone, he's Johnny Five. Without the laser. So, it's a continuity error. There's plot holes all over this thing. Then we get, after she beats the missiles up and she sends Yon-Rogg away and says, hey, tell the rest of the Kree the war is coming because now I know the truth about you bastards, yada, yada, yada. Anytime that Brie Larson tries to crack a smile or laugh in this movie, it comes across so wooden and forced. Like, this is a Brie Larson impression. And then something comes along she's supposed to laugh at, and it's like, back to me. It's so forced. It's so gimmicked. It's horrible. How this stupid how she got an Oscar, I'll never know. So then we get the post-credit scene. Nick Fury, who gets his eye. Oh, that's another thing. The fucking cat scratches Nick Fury's eye. And that's how he loses his eye. Lame. So she gives Nick Fury the pager. Says it should work for a couple galaxies or so. And she takes off. Then we get the post-credit scene where Captain America and War Machine and Black Widow and Hulk, they're all standing around looking at this pager going, hey, we bypassed the battery, but the signal just stopped. Meanwhile, in this short 30-second fucking scene, in fact, it may be less than 30 seconds, Dule Hill, Scarlett Johansson, Mark Ruffalo, and Captain America himself, they totally, in this 30-second scene, do a better acting job than Brie Larson has done in 2 fucking hours. They upstage her in a 30-second clip. And the big reason about the pager and why they trust the pager so much, Nick Fury liked it. Nick Fury trusted it, so we have to as well. So then, Black Widow, she's sitting there going, Fury trusted this thing. It's Fury's last act. I want to know what's so special about this. Let me know when we get a hit. And she turns around, and there's old wooden girl herself. She goes, where's Fury? Oh, horrible. Horrible. This fucking movie is horrible. It's probably my least favorite of the MCU. Thor: The Dark World was better than this piece of shit. And that's saying something. Anyway, the Avengers Endgame trailer a week later, because, you know, they did good numbers at the box office, made close to $500 million worldwide. You have people on Twitter, you know, YouTube and Twitter going, well, it dropped 72% on Monday. No shit, it's fucking Monday. But here's the kicker. Justice League did a better job at the box office on the Monday after its release than Captain Marvel did. And Justice League was slammed by everybody. Nobody, well, except for maybe John I Like Everything Campia, Mr. Access Media himself, Mr. I can't say anything's bad because I'll lose my access and lose a couple YouTube subscribers. He, you know, he likes everything. So, I can't really trust any review of his because he's always going to like it. He'll point out a couple things that he hates, but in his world, he doesn't hate anything. So then the Avengers Infinity War trailer comes out a week later because Disney is so fucking worried that fans are going to give up on the MCU itself over this movie. They're so worried that so many fans are going to go, why would we want to go see a movie with this bitch in it? So we get the Infinity War trailer, or the Endgame trailer, excuse me. We get the Endgame trailer. And it's good. It's very good. I like it a lot. Until after the logo shows and we get the stinger at the end. An old wooden face herself shows up wearing a shirt and the bottoms of her Captain America or Captain Marvel getup. And Thor summons Stormbreaker. Stormbreaker whizzes past her hair, frills her blonde hair in the breeze. She cracks half a smirk, which still looks wooden and forced. And Thor goes, I like this one. I'm telling you guys, this bitch is going to ruin Endgame. And if they got plans to make her the focus of the MCU after this, they better think twice, Jack. Because I'm telling you right now, you try to make her sequel will do horrible. Horrible. I won't be going to see it. So, that's my thoughts on Captain Marvel. That's my thoughts on the Infinity War trailer. I did like the fact that they saw the Quantum Realm suits. And yes, these are Quantum Realm suits. They're going into the Quantum Realm. Because if you follow the business, you'll know that toys and concept art have already been released, and they refer to these as Quantum Realm suits. I like it. I like the fact that we still don't know what happened to Hulk. I like the fact that we still don't see any of the snapped characters. I like it. I like it a lot. But that trailer totally brought me down at the moment Brie Larson shows up. It's my thoughts on Captain Feminist, or Captain SJW. If you haven't seen it yet, don't bother. I'm telling you right now, this is the only time where I will tell you, they fucked up. They fucked up big time. Anyway, folks, if you see a big rig on the road, give us plenty of room. Don't tailgate us. Share the road. Remember, if you can't see our mirrors, we can't see you. And we will see you down the road.